God says, "My child, there are no more delays. This message was destined for you before you were even born, and today, heaven has moved mountains to make sure it finds you." This is not just any message, this is a revelation that Archangel Michael himself has been waiting to deliver. The time has come. You must not skip a single line, for what is unfolding in the spirit world is far greater than anything you could imagine. You have been wondering why people are staring at you differently, why even strangers seem startled when they look at your face, why whispers follow you in places where you don't even know the names of those speaking. There's a reason. Your face carries a divine glow. Your age, your presence, your silence, it disturbs some, and it inspires many. But there's more. There's a warning attached to it, one that was spoken over your life long ago, and now, Archangel Michael is trying urgently to reach you. He's not just whispering. He is standing at the gates of your destiny, his sword drawn, his voice trembling, not in fear, but in sorrow and urgency. You have ignored him for far too long, even though he's been appearing in dreams, numbers, signs, sudden instincts, chills on your skin, and songs that seem to follow you. You thought they were coincidences. They weren't. You were warned. Someone once said to you, "There is something different about you." They said it with admiration, but also with confusion. You dismissed it. But the truth is, heaven marked you. And when heaven marks you, even hell takes notice. That's why the attacks became frequent. That's why some people left your life suddenly. That's why some friends turned enemies without explanation. That's why lovers vanished. That's why you were betrayed by those who promised to protect you. Because you have a face that carries divine mystery, and an age that doesn't match your wisdom. You have walked through fire and you didn't even smell like smoke. You have been through storms and came out looking untouched. That is not natural. That is divine. But with that gift, comes responsibility. Archangel Michael says you were warned. You were told, through feelings, signs, instincts, even childhood dreams, that something was chasing you, but something greater was protecting you. But now that the time has come to rise, the enemy is panicking. Because you are no longer hidden. Your glow has increased. People talk about you behind closed doors, asking questions like, "How is this person still standing?" Some even feel threatened by your survival. They thought you would collapse. They thought the pain would make you give up. They never imagined you'd still be smiling, glowing, breathing, rising. But heaven imagined it. In fact, heaven planned it. Still, you were warned. The dreams you thought were strange were actually messages. That sudden fear you felt before walking into a room, that was a warning. The uneasy feeling when someone texted you and you couldn't explain why it made your stomach turn, that was Archangel Michael pulling your spirit back from a trap. But you ignored it. You kept letting certain people in. You kept giving access to those who came to drain, not pour. You kept trusting the masked and doubting the anointed. You were warned. God says, your face alone tells your story. Have you not noticed how your expression has changed? There is power in your eyes now. There is sorrow, yes, but there is also fire. You were broken, but not buried. You were silenced, but not surrendered. You were mocked, but not muted. Your face carries the expression of someone who met death and declined its offer. It's the look of someone who was chosen for something bigger than human understanding. And people are reacting to that. They're not just reacting to how young you still look, or how much strength you carry in your smile. They're reacting to the weight of heaven on your life. Some admire it. Others resent it. And a few are trying to find a way to steal it, distort it, or destroy it. That's why this message comes now. Because there is still time to listen to the warnings you previously ignored. Archangel Michael has been trying to talk to you about someone. Someone close. Someone whose presence causes you to feel conflicted. On the outside, they act like they support you. But your spirit always feels drained after they leave. You feel cloudy, confused, anxious, and you never could explain why. That person has been watched by Archangel Michael for some time. Not because of who they pretend to be, but because of who they really are. They carry envy. They carry intentions that were never confessed. And they are waiting for the right moment to make their move. Michael says, you were warned. You may recall how one night you couldn't sleep, tossing and turning, feeling like something was wrong but couldn't explain it. That was heaven interrupting your rest. Not to trouble you, but to awaken you. That was a divine alarm. That was your spirit being pulled from danger. And that very night, someone tried to speak a curse over your name. But it didn't work. Why? Because Archangel Michael shielded you again. But he says this time, he needs your cooperation. Heaven can only protect what you're willing to surrender. And your silence has been dangerous. You've seen the signs. You've felt the shift. But you kept forgiving the wrong people, opening the wrong doors, giving second chances to those who were sent to end your purpose. Michael says, enough. God says, the glow on your face has intensified because something inside of you has finally awakened. You are not the same person you used to be. The trauma matured you. The betrayals trained you. The loneliness empowered you. The delays strengthened you. And now you carry the kind of aura that attracts divine opportunities, but also attracts jealous enemies. You were warned. Not everyone who claps for you is happy for you. Some are clapping because they want to be close enough to poison the well you drink from. Michael says you need to remember who you are. You've let your humility become self-sabotage. You were sent here to lead, not to blend in. You were born to transform atmospheres, not shrink to make others feel comfortable. Your energy intimidates weak spirits, not because you're too much, but because they carry too little. You were warned. Someone has been speaking your name constantly in a group chat. Someone has been asking questions about your past. Someone even tried to manipulate your name in a legal matter. Archangel Michael saw it all. He has been battling in the spirit realm, blocking, delaying, exposing traps, but he says the next move is yours. You must stop pretending not to see what is clear. The warning is loud now. You cannot say you didn't hear it. Your silence can no longer be your survival tactic. You have to act. God says, you are about to be shown something shocking. It will involve a name you once trusted. It will involve a conversation you were never meant to hear, but heaven will make sure you do. It will be a confirmation and a release. Don't mourn the truth. Celebrate it. The removal is protection. The exposure is love. You were warned. Your face has shocked people because it tells a different story than your history. You don't look like what you've been through. And that bothers people who thought pain should have disfigured you. It bothers people who sold lies about you and can't understand why you're still respected. It bothers people who did witchcraft on your name and it didn't work. It bothers people who know what they did to you, and see you rising anyway. Archangel Michael says, they will see more. And you must let them. Stop hiding. Stop toning down. Stop playing small. You have a calling. You have a purpose. You have a throne to sit on. You were not born to be ignored. You were born to awaken generations. That's why you were warned. That's why Michael is still calling your name. You think you're forgotten. You think heaven is silent. No, my child. Heaven has been watching you quietly to see if you've learned. And this message is your test. Will you rise now, or will you stay in the place where they tried to bury you? Will you finally see what God has been trying to show you? Will you finally believe the signs? Or will you keep giving the benefit of the doubt to people who would celebrate your fall? God says, someone is about to offer you something too good to be true. Pay attention. It will come wrapped in beauty, promises, and convenience. But Michael says there is a serpent behind the smile. You were warned. Say no. Your face, your name, your age, it carries power. People who don't even know you have felt drawn to you. Strangers smile at you for no reason. Babies stare at you. Animals react to your energy. This is not random. This is your calling manifesting in the physical. Your aura has shifted. You have become too big for the room you were once comfortable in. That's why everything feels tight. That's why friendships feel awkward. That's why your spirit is restless. You are transitioning. But only if you listen to the warning. Heaven has tried to show you what's coming. In dreams. In repeated numbers. In sudden losses. In people being removed. In things breaking. In sudden peace after chaos. Everything has been a sign. And this message is the loudest sign of all. You have 7 days to make a decision that will affect the next 7 years of your life. Don't play with time. Don't ignore this. You were warned. Your silence has been mistaken for weakness. Your kindness has been abused. Your loyalty has been exploited. But God says, vengeance belongs to me. You don't need to expose them. I will. You don't need to prove anything. I will vindicate you. All you need to do is walk away and obey the warning. Michael says this is the final time he will plead. After this, it will be consequences. Not because heaven is angry with you, but because heaven honors warnings. And you've been given many. If you continue ignoring them, you will walk into a storm you were supposed to be protected from. But if you listen, my child, if you obey, everything changes. Your glow will triple. Your influence will increase. The people who mocked you will need your favor. The places you were rejected will seek your return. The financial lack will disappear. The opportunities will overflow. The love that abandoned you will be replaced with love that restores. You will cry again, but this time, tears of joy. You were warned. You are being warned again. And now, it is your turn to act. Because Archangel Michael is watching. And heaven is waiting. God says, Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you for a very long time. In dreams, in signs, in silence, even in moments when you felt nothing but emptiness, he was there. Whispering your name through the winds, standing by your side while you cried silently in your heart. But now something even more shocking has happened. Your face, your age, the life you carry, it has startled many. It has begun to awaken truths that some wanted to keep buried forever. You have been warned. People are not just talking about you. They're studying you, questioning how you've survived the things you went through. You are a mystery. A silent testimony to a divine intervention. Some are even scared of what you know, because you are carrying light they never expected would still shine after what they tried to do to you. God says, yes, your face reflects pain and power. Your age, divine timing. And this is why Archangel Michael cannot wait anymore. He is desperately trying to talk to you now. This is urgent. A secret council of hidden hearts once spoke of you. They said, "There's no way this person will still stand. We made sure of it. They will break. They will fade away." But God says you didn't break. You stood, and that fact alone shook the balance of spiritual realms. Archangel Michael watched as people spoke against your name, behind closed doors and fake smiles. He cried in anger when they laughed at your prayers, when they thought God had forgotten you. But heaven does not forget. Michael says, your survival is not random. There is an assignment, a fire in you, and that fire is now exposing people who never wanted you to realize your power. Your face has started to scare the spirits that once manipulated your destiny. Your age? It is proof you are not late. In fact, you are right on time. The world expected you to be invisible, but heaven has made you unignorable. Someone you trusted has noticed the shift in your appearance. They won't say it aloud, but they've noticed the glow that wasn't there before. They've seen the divine protection forming around you like a shield. And deep down, they fear that you might be discovering what they were always trying to hide, that your presence is chosen. That your journey was never a punishment, it was preparation. You were warned, yes. In whispers. In failed relationships. In betrayals. In moments where everyone suddenly turned cold for no reason. Those were spiritual warnings. Michael sent dreams. He sent signs in numbers, in delays, in strange coincidences. But now the time for warnings is over. You are being exposed to a divine revelation that will shake everything you believed about your past. Someone was assigned to watch you. Not to protect, but to report. But God says their mission is now cancelled. Their access to you is blocked. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, and anything that tries to come near your spirit without heaven's permission will be cut off. They are shocked you made it this far. They are shocked because you were never supposed to wake up from the spiritual coma they placed you in. But you did. God says, your face is now marked with divine favor. Your age is now coated with a late but lasting victory. What others missed in their prime, you will gather in your season. That's why people stare longer than usual. Some look at you and feel anger they can't explain, it's spiritual. Others look and feel pulled to you but can't understand why, it's divine. You are now carrying a mantle. An energy of completion. And Archangel Michael says the time to walk fully in it is now. They tried to limit your destiny by laughing at your dreams. They tried to reduce your light by making you question yourself. But every word they spoke against you has turned into a stepping stone. The stones they threw have built the bridge you're about to walk on. Heaven is watching closely now because there is someone you are still trusting who isn't who they say they are. This person smiles when you speak but changes their energy the moment you walk away. They are uncomfortable with your growth. You were their secret mirror. They loved when you were down because it made their darkness feel normal. But now, your light has become a threat. Archangel Michael has been warning you through tiredness, through strange arguments, through delayed opportunities. These were not coincidences. They were alarms. God says, don't ignore it anymore. The person who acts like they're just trying to protect you is actually the one making sure you stay stuck. But this will no longer work. Your destiny has now been unlocked. Your spiritual record has been activated. There is a scroll in heaven that contains your name, and angels have now been released to make sure you step fully into what you were born to do. Even if people leave. Even if it gets lonely. Even if everything starts to shift suddenly. You have been through storms. But this next phase will look nothing like your past. The people who laughed, they will become confused. The ones who counted you out, they will watch from afar as you rise beyond the places they tried to keep you trapped in. You are now being carried by something greater than chance. It is divine arrangement. Archangel Michael says there is a reason your body keeps waking up at strange hours. It's because your spirit is receiving divine downloads. And the more you ignore it, the louder it becomes. God says, your age is not a barrier, it's your proof. That after all the pain, after all the closed doors, after all the betrayals, you are still here. Still called. Still anointed. Still alive. And heaven has now declared, it is time. That is why your face unsettles those who once knew the broken version of you. You are no longer her. No longer him. No longer that lost soul they mocked in silence. You have been transformed. There's a person from your past who still thinks they have spiritual access to you. They use memories like weapons. But God says their chapter in your story is over. Any soul tie, emotional cord, or invisible string tying you to old pain is now being severed. Archangel Michael himself is doing the cutting. Because you have a new assignment. And you cannot carry old anchors into new oceans. Someone is watching you from a distance. And while they appear silent, they are spiritually jealous. They have spoken your name in rooms they never told you about. But God says their words have been overruled by divine authority. Their curses turned into prayers. Their mockery turned into testimony. They thought their gossip would kill your name, but it built your stage. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid of the sudden blessings coming. It is not a trap. It is not a setup. It is not fake. It is your harvest. And yes, it may feel overwhelming at first, because you are not used to ease. You are not used to people actually helping without conditions. You are not used to being chosen without begging. But this is divine mercy. You are being shown what real love looks like, because you were too loyal to broken people for too long. You gave too much. Stayed too long. Prayed for people who secretly cursed you. You cried for people who would never do the same for you. And yet, you never stopped believing. That is why heaven has selected you. Archangel Michael says you are not just protected, you are armored. You are shielded. You are hidden in plain sight. And no weapon formed against you will ever prosper again. Someone will approach you soon. It may be a message, a sudden call, a strange coincidence. But this person has been sent as a confirmation. They carry words you once thought you'd never hear. Words that heal. Words that unlock. Don't resist it. Listen carefully. Heaven is using voices now to bring alignment. And not everyone sent to you will look like an angel. But the Spirit will speak louder than appearances. God says, this is not your breaking season, it's your breakthrough season. That's why it feels intense. That's why old pain has started resurfacing. That's why certain people are acting strange all of a sudden. Because something is trying to distract you from your divine moment. But you won't fall this time. You've been here before. And you know too much now. Archangel Michael is sending more signs. Repeating numbers. Dreams. Sudden cravings for silence. Unexplained tears. Pay attention. These are not emotional swings, they are divine downloads. Your spirit is trying to speak to you. Don't suppress it. Don't ignore it. The more you listen, the more you will be led. Someone tried to use your emotions to trap you. They said all the right things, but their heart was wrong. But God is exposing them in a way you cannot deny. He is showing you screenshots of their soul. Not to hurt you, but to prepare you. Because what's coming next will require no confusion. You need clarity. To listen is now. You have not come across this message by accident, nor are these words random. Heaven has been watching, waiting, and sending signs you may not have fully understood. But now the moment has come when everything that has been hidden must be brought into the light. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you, to show you something that others have kept from you. You must not delay. There is urgency in the air, a divine urgency that flows like thunder beneath calm waters. Your face, your age, the way you walk through this world, yes, these things have become a sign. A symbol. Heaven says your appearance is no ordinary reflection in the mirror. Your aura has spoken louder than your words, and people, more than you can imagine, have seen something in you that has startled them. Some felt drawn, others afraid, and a few deeply threatened. Why? Because your spirit carries a divine code, and those who tried to keep you small have sensed that their time is up. You were never meant to blend in. You were always marked by the divine for something far beyond the understanding of even those closest to you. Archangel Michael is trying to talk to you. He has been near you for days now, circling, whispering in moments when you felt alone. That chill you felt in your sleep? That sudden burst of emotion in your heart? That urge to look over your shoulder? It was him. He comes when heaven's warriors are needed, and child, you are one. Michael has tried many times to reach you through dreams, through signs, through songs and moments that made no sense. He even caused certain people to exit your life, abruptly, suddenly, painfully, because they were blocking his voice. There is a reason you feel like something is about to happen. It is not paranoia, it is prophecy. Archangel Michael says there are people watching you, not for who you are today, but for who you're about to become. And he says this clearly: your growth is threatening the darkness around you. Someone has already tried to curse your destiny with doubt, delay, and distraction. But the blessing of God is on you like a seal that cannot be removed. Your age shocks people because heaven has preserved you. You don't look like what you've been through. You don't sound like someone who should still be standing. You are not just aging, you are transforming. You are proof of divine protection. And this, child, makes many nervous. There are people who know things about your past and your name, and they are whispering because you should have been destroyed a long time ago. They tried. Oh, how they tried. But Michael stood between you and death. Between you and depression. Between you and deception. And now God says, it's time you understand the weight of the calling on your life. God says, they were warned about you. Before they touched you. Before they lied to you. Before they left you broken, crying, shaking in the middle of the night. Before they laughed at your dreams. Heaven gave them signs. But they ignored them. They crossed boundaries. And now judgment is coming, but not to hurt you. No. It's coming to protect you. The scales are tipping in your favor, and those who played with your soul will now see who you truly are. Heaven has had enough. Michael has unsheathed his sword. Not to destroy, but to defend. You are safe, even though the storm around you is loud. You are protected, even though people may look at you strangely. You are chosen, even though you may feel forgotten. You are about to see why you had to go through what you did. The broken heart. The betrayal. The isolation. The delays. The unfairness. The spiritual warfare. None of it was wasted. None of it was random. God says, you were being built. trained, refined in silence so that when the time came, you would stand and not fall. That time is now. God knows your tears, the ones you cried where no one saw you, the nights you prayed and begged for answers, the hours you stared into space, wondering if anything would ever change. God saw it all. And now Archangel Michael says, you must pay attention. The people around you are not who they appear to be. Some have been sent as messengers. Others, as manipulators. Discernment is your shield now. Every word spoken to you is either an arrow or an answer. And you must pray to know the difference. God says, rest assured. Nothing will go wrong with you. You have made it this far because of divine preservation. What took others out only made you wiser. You do not even understand the level of warfare you survived. You don't remember the attacks that never reached you. The plans made against you that collapsed before they even touched your timeline. Why? Because heaven is ahead of your enemies. Always. God is never surprised. And now, that same protection is surrounding you again. Especially now. There is a very specific reason this message is reaching you. Someone near you is acting normal, but their thoughts are not pure toward you. Archangel Michael has seen them. Their envy. Their secret conversations. Their attempts to discourage your path. They may pretend to support you, but in their hearts they are afraid of your rise. Because when you rise, the truth about what they tried to do in the dark will be exposed in the light. And that is why Michael is speaking now. Your name has come up in the heavens. You are being discussed at levels you cannot yet comprehend. Angels have been dispatched. A shift is being organized. A miracle is being timed to your obedience. And the warning is simple: don't ignore what your spirit is sensing. That person you're unsure about, pray before letting them close. That opportunity that looks easy, wait and ask God first. That feeling in your chest that something's off, honor it. Because you're not just making decisions for your present, you're shaping generations. You are not alone. You have never been alone. But now the spiritual volume is being turned up. What used to be quiet is becoming undeniable. What you used to ignore will now echo. Heaven is alert, and they are alerting you. Listen. God says you must be careful in the next 7 days. In this period, your thoughts will guide what opens or closes for you. Do not speak fear. Do not speak defeat, even if you feel it. Instead, declare, God is with me. I am covered. My path is clear. What is mine is safe. You are entering a realm of clarity. And that will bring exposure. You will start to see people differently. Places differently. Even your own past will come back to you in pieces, flashes, dreams, reminders, so you can heal it once and for all. Some memories you buried will rise, not to torment you, but to liberate you. Archangel Michael is leading you through this divine detox. A purge of spiritual poison. A removal of residue that no longer fits the new version of you that's emerging. Yes, it's intense. Yes, it's overwhelming. But God is walking beside you. The signs will be clear. You will begin to notice the number 3 often. It's the signature of heaven saying, "We are present." You may feel heat in your palms, vibration in your chest, tingling on your back. These are not medical symptoms, they are spiritual confirmations that power is flowing again. That what was dormant is awakening. That what was delayed is now being delivered. Let no one tell you you're crazy. Let no voice of doubt shut you down. You are not imagining it. You are not too sensitive. You are spiritually gifted. You are spiritually marked. And the light in you is irritating those who have lived in darkness for too long. This is your season of sacred truth. Every lie told about you will come crashing down. Every secret plan against you will reverse. Every door meant to trap you will become the doorway to your upgrade. Child of God, do not fear. Even if people change. Even if the atmosphere shifts. Even if you feel lonely. You are not losing anything. You are being repositioned for gain. What walks away now was never meant to go with you into the next level. Michael says, you will look back in weeks and say, now I understand. The betrayal will make sense. The silence will make sense. The delays will make sense. The redirection will make sense. You are safe. You are strong. You are holy. You are watched over by armies that do not sleep. God has you in His hands. Michael guards your gates. And heaven is proud of how you've survived with a pure heart, despite what was done to you. Now, God says, speak life. Speak promise. Speak joy. You are not broken, you are blessed. Now breathe. Your miracle is closer than you think. And Archangel Michael is already clearing the path ahead. Walk forward, child. In faith. In fire. In favor. Because heaven is with you. Always. God says, keep your heart soft, even when the world tries to make it hard. Archangel Michael is still speaking. He has not stopped watching you. There is more you must understand, more that heaven is revealing only to you, because you have been chosen to walk a very sacred path. Your heart has been too loyal to the wrong people in the past, and you have been praying to God asking, why did they treat me like this? Why did they turn cold when all I gave was love? And God says, because your spirit awakened something in them that they couldn't control. They weren't rejecting you, they were reacting to the power in you. They didn't understand how someone like you could survive what you've survived and still shine. Still smile. Still keep going. And that confused them. Some were jealous. Some were afraid. Some were even warned in dreams not to mistreat you, but they did it anyway. And now those same people are facing consequences not because you wished it, but because you're divinely protected. You've been feeling something lately that you couldn't explain. A heaviness. A pressure. A shift in your sleep. That's not stress. That's spiritual labor. You're birthing something new, something heaven planted in your spirit long ago. Archangel Michael says, the attacks became stronger lately because the enemy saw what was forming inside you before you could even recognize it. He saw the light expanding in your aura. The healing radiating from your words. The shift in your frequency. And the closer you got to your breakthrough, the more people started acting strange. That is no coincidence. The more powerful you become in the spirit, the more people around you will be forced to reveal who they really are. Not because you changed, but because your presence is exposing what they tried to hide. But don't be afraid. God is revealing to heal you, not to hurt you. You prayed for truth. You asked to know who is for you and who is against you. So now, God is answering that prayer. Don't resist the answers just because they're painful. The pain will pass. But the truth will protect you forever. You are entering what heaven calls a divine alignment. It's when everything that's not meant for your destiny begins to break away. That includes people, habits, emotions, and even environments. You will start noticing discomfort in places you once found comfort in. That is your spirit outgrowing where you've been. Don't try to force anything to stay that is being divinely removed. If it leaves now, it was not part of the next miracle. Michael says, let it go and watch what God sends in its place. There is someone who has been speaking about you behind your back. Not just recently, but for a while. They pretended to be your friend. They acted supportive to your face. But in private, they shared things they should have kept sacred. They mocked your pain. They downplayed your efforts. They copied your ideas and acted like they were their own. Heaven saw it all. And Michael has already confronted their spirit. They are being silenced now, not by your anger, but by divine justice. Do not seek revenge. Do not waste your energy trying to expose them. God says, I will do it for you. And when I do, everyone who doubted you will see why you were quiet. Why you walked away. Why you remained calm. Because you knew, your vindication wasn't in the hands of people. It was in the hands of God. and those hands never fail. This month, you will see an unexpected shift. Something you've been waiting for is finally being released. But listen closely, it won't come the way you expect. It will arrive wrapped in a disguise. It may come through a person you never trusted. Through a door you thought was closed. Through a message you almost ignored. That's why Michael says, pay attention. Your blessing has already started forming. But if you're not spiritually alert, you might overlook it. You've been under spiritual attack not because you're weak, but because you're valuable. The enemy doesn't waste time on those who have nothing to offer. You carry light. You carry purpose. You carry prophetic anointing. You are not meant to fit in. You are meant to stand apart. And that has made you a target